Hello, everyone. Come on in. Welcome back, y'all, to a new episode for the Person in the Back podcast. This is your girl, Charlisa Wellington, aka Christ Servant. Y'all, I'm ready to serve y'all right now on my break because the Lord just pressed on me with this subject and I want to share it with you all. So today we're going to be talking about putting your sex drive in a savings account. I know we all may be struggling as a Christian. You may be even struggling as a straight up sinner, but you're going to come in a circle. Yes, you will. But today we're going to talk about if you are a Christian and you struggling with that sex drive, you are not the only one. I want to encourage you that you are on the right path if the enemy is pressing you so hard about doing the wrong thing. If you were doing the wrong thing, you would not feel the pressure of life as much as you are feeling right now, since you are doing the right thing. God wants you to be wise in this season. I don't care how you feel. God wants to press you to get the best out of you. When he's pressing you, y'all, do not take it for granted. It means that your victory is on the other side. It means that your blessings are on the other side. So do not give up and do not give in into the temptation of the enemy, because I want to tell y'all, it's not easy out here in these streets. It's getting harder and harder. You feel me? Like, it's getting harder and harder. The devil is coming for everything that you want. He is coming for everything that you desire. Yeah, just like God knows your desires, the enemy knows your desires. So do not be deceived in this hour. Do not feel that God is the only person that knows exactly what you want. The enemy can give you a replica. He can give you something that's the great value. But when you are saving yourself, God wants you to put it in a savings account. When I was younger, I didn't know what a savings account was. Back then, we had money to be put under the carpet. You guys, listen, we had money to be put under the couch. When I got my little dollars I was saving up from working, I wanted to put that in a place under the mattress. We got all these little things that we want to put in there because we feel like that's security. And for some of you guys, that may be a relationship. You may be putting your self-control in the wrong area. You may be putting your faith and your trust in the wrong people, because that is something that if a house fire comes, you putting your money under that wallpaper you want to. When a house fire comes, that will be gone. Everything that you put your faith in will be destroyed. So in this season, you're going to have to trust God and put your sex drive in a savings account. Everybody's sex drive is not the same. It is not the same. I'm going to tell you that now, because I understand some women may feel, even just women, we may feel like, okay, we good. Some women are more good than others, but I'm not. Me personally, y'all, I feel like I could do it every day. I could. I feel like I definitely could. But all in all, I've been able to put my sex drive in the savings account, so I know that I'm gaining interest. When you are trusting in the God that you serve, I don't know about you, but I hope we serving the same God. But when you put your trust in God, he will add interest. He will not disappoint you for putting your sex drive in the savings account. When you put your money in a savings account, it adds more money to it. When you put your money in a checkings account, it doesn't add anything. Whatever you put in, that's what you're gonna get. But when God says, I want you to give me that, I want you to give me those flirtatious ways, I want you to give me that little wink that you love to do at these people that walk by you. Them hands love to go down a little bit lower than they have to. But when you are truly faithful to God, God will add everything that you need to your life at the right appointed time. Because when you are ready to withdraw for your wedding, when you are ready to withdraw in that marriage, you will have something there that wasn't just exactly that you put there as far as your experience, but it will be something that will be there that will be called love. Love is something that cannot be just fully expressed in a physical act. It cannot be expressed in that. So I want to share with you while I'm on the journey. I'm in the trenches. You feel me? I'm not talking from a place of experience of somebody touching on me and then I'm telling y'all, oh, okay, it's okay, you can still wait. No, I'm not about to half wait, and I don't want you to half wait. I don't want you to put some of your money in the savings account. I'm telling you, you need to go all in when it comes to your sex drive. You need to go ahead and give it to God. Give it to him, and he will multiply everything that you desire. Because when you play with the enemy, he gonna take them withdrawals, and you're gonna feel like you're struggling every single day. But I know that when I trust in God, that he's gonna have something waiting for me at that finish line, that it will be something worth the wait. It won't be something that I've said, oh my God, I can't believe I waited this long. No, when you have an attitude of Christ, when you have an attitude that's expecting something to be good, you may not look like the package that you thought it would come in. It may not be coming in the appearance that you dreamed it to be, but I know it's going to be something that God is adding purpose to. When he adds his interest, he's adding purpose to whatever you put in the savings account. He's not going to allow you to cheat yourself anymore. Stop putting a price that is not the same value that God put on your life. When you are praying to God and you are communicating with God, you begin to align your worth with what he thinks of you. He says, my ways are higher than your ways. So that means that we may be thinking a little bit lower when it comes to our sex drive, trying to get somebody to feel us, when truly God is feeling you right now. When you are truly seeking after God, God will give you answers, and he'll give you a reassurance even in your horniness, okay? Even when you feel like it's somebody that need to be looking at me because I look good, God will still cover you in the midst. He'll still bring that place where you can say, I don't have to do this right now. I don't have to talk to this person at this time of night. I don't have to settle for just anybody. I can truly trust that God is going to bring me somebody, and I just don't want anybody to be touching on me. I want the person that God has ordained in my life to be. So in this season, y'all, your sex drive, it gonna have to go in a savings account, because if it doesn't, it will be withdrawed at any time. People just come in my checkings account, y'all. I just take my money out. I know whatever's in there, there's something I can spend. But when I put something in the savings, I can't just touch it when I want to, because I know that it has value and it has a purpose for it, that I want to save it for a trip, that I want to save it for the rest of my lifetime. That's something to look forward to. Do not look forward to something temporary and think that God is going to stamp it for something that's going to be everlasting. When you pick and you go out and do what you want to do, that God doesn't say, I'm going to bless that. That's your decision. So God gives you decisions to make, and it's up to you if you want to continue to sustain those decisions. But when you give it to God, when you put it in God's hands, that's when he can do the work. God is doing the work in your life right now. He is multiplying some things in your life right now, even when you don't feel like it, even when you feel so much temptation going on right now. Wherever you go, you feel like it's somebody that's looking good. Your mouth get watery. You like, dang, God, let me touch the creature that you made. You just saying everything, and you trying to make it so holy and sacred. You know how we use those texts. But the thing about it is, God wants you to be patient. He don't want you to get outside of his will, because if you do, it does too much work. Have you ever been at a job and they just didn't do anything you told them to do, and it make you want to do more work? That's how God is when you just do what you want to do. And then you be like, oh, I just want God, I just want whatever you want. But you go out here with your hands and you go touching stuff that you don't need to touch, and you start putting stuff before your eyes that you don't need to put there. And it's ruining things, because God is still saying, I'm going to cause everything to work out for the good, but I still want you to be in my will. It's a thin line. It is a thin line between not knowing and a thin line between you doing what you want to do. You know exactly what to do, and you just choosing not to do it. But I want to encourage y'all. I truly want to encourage you that whatever you do from this point on, that's what God is holding you accountable. After you hear my voice, that's when you're being held accountable. So you better put your toys away, turn the TV off, put your booty shorts away, put your bodysuit away, because God wants to bring something to you that will not just truly be attracted to your visual, because you will be attracted visually. I ain't saying come around in none clothing. You feel me? It's still a little skin showing up under here. You feel me? So when it comes to that, God will have people attracted to the God in you as well as your physical. You won't have to be in a place where you feel like your physical looks too good just to be with somebody that's Christian. You need somebody to handle you. Yeah, God reading you. He know what you're thinking. No, when God brings you a package, it doesn't have anything left out of it. You won't have to resend it and say, God, could you try again? No, when he sends something, he understands that it's expensive, that it's prized possessions, and you have to be careful with it. I don't know about you, y'all. I'm that package for somebody, and I may be gentle. I may be rough. You feel me? But God knows exactly who to send it to, what address to meet it at, what location it needs to be at. So do not get anxious, but be patient, because that's love. It's being patient even through the tests and the trials, even when you feel like temptation is down your neck. You just feel like somebody breathing down your neck. You just feel like you can open any door that you want to. And that's the beauty about God. When you have options and you still choose him. God got options too. He can choose anybody to use, but he chose you. He could choose anybody to wake up and do exactly what he called you to do. But he says, I want to choose you. So use your options and use it for God. Look unto the hills which cometh your help, because all of your help will come from him, not some of it, not some of your help. So when you are feeling tested, you're feeling horny, you're feeling turned on, you're feeling like the heat, your temperature rising, you feel like that R. Kelly song, you feel me? You feeling part 1 and part 2 of Sex Me. Part 1 and part 2. Whenever you're feeling that way, come back. Just come back to why you even started this. Because you're not trying to get nothing out of God when you do the right thing. I'm not trying to get nothing out of God. I ain't start my journey with waiting for whoever God called me to be with, just to say, oh, I just, I just wanted to get everything God has. No, you don't want to get that. You want to get the heart of God. Press towards the heart of God, and your intentions will change, and then the reflection of your intentions will come to you in human form. When you change first, when you change your outlook on why God has you waiting, why you have to actually put your sex drive into your savings account, that savings account will grow. But I want you to be aware from this point on that there is a savings account. That every time you make a decision not to call that person, every time you make that decision not to text that person, every time you make that decision to keep your boundaries, God is rewarding you. He's adding value to your savings account. And when the time comes, y'all gonna be so excited. I don't even know what's in the savings account, but I know it's adding, it's multiplying. I know that whatever I'm doing on a day-to-day basis, God is holding me accountable, because in his word, he says, I will reward those that diligently seek me. I will reward those people that are privately seeking me. Not just in the public, not just when you go to church, but when you are by yourself, what do? What are you thinking upon? When those bad thoughts come to you and say, listen, you too bad. You need to go out here in these streets and show that you bad. Or when the opposite thoughts come and say, well, you're not enough. Nobody is looking at you. The devil is a liar. The devil wants you to feel like you're not enough or you're too much. But God is saying, I want you to be right in the middle. I want you to know that you are the apple of my eye. But I also want you to know you need to be humble as a dove. That you need to walk these streets knowing that I am hiding you if you haven't met the person that you're supposed to be with. God is hiding you even when you're in a relationship. He wants you to still wait until that specific mark for him to bless whatever relationship you're in. So don't be out here swinging from chandelier to chandelier, because that ain't gonna keep nobody. It ain't gonna keep nobody. Ask God for something that's going to be godly and that's gonna reflect the kingdom of heaven. If it ain't reflecting it, if you feel like it's reflecting the gates of hell, go back. Send it back to the sender, because that's not the God that sent it. Okay? God didn't send that. So figure out, is God sending you to somebody? That's another thing, y'all. Make sure God is sending you. Because I had to reflect on my life, and in the beginning of my relationship with God, I wasn't the person that I needed to be sent to anybody. At all. I'm glad he sent me to them, because I would have destroyed it. So while you're in this season, make sure that you're the person that you need to be for whoever God is sending. Because if that person praying and just speaking in tongues for you, they going in and they cleaning up their life, make sure you're doing the same thing on the other hand. Imagine, y'all gotta have imagination when you're waiting on God. You can't be waiting on God with nothing in your mind. You just staring at a brick wall. That's not how you're gonna enjoy your relationship with God. But just imagine that other person, just like in TV, you got like a divider and your life is going along, and that opposite person that you are desiring in God, they're going on about their life. Eventually you will meet. Eventually you will come and cross each other's path. But God has that time. But just imagine what they're doing, what you want them to be doing. Be the reflection of that. Do not think just because of the longer you wait that means that God isn't still using you. He still wants to use you. He wants to use every aspect of you, and make sure that you're working on you from the inside out. Do both. Absolutely. Do both. But make sure you're doing the emotional work. Make sure you hitting whatever high intensity training you can, and getting some muscles around here in these streets, and do the best that you can, because that's what God is looking on. He's looking for somebody that's going to be faithful. And being faithful is not the easiest thing to do, but it's making a choice each and every moment that I'm not going to look at this. I'm not going to let somebody just make me feel like I'm too much, or I'm not going to make somebody make me feel that I'm not enough. So walk these streets with your head held high, knowing that God has something waiting for you, and that you will be the person that you need to be at that moment when it's time to receive the blessing. That blessing has your name on it, but it also has your character listed in the fine print, that this person needs to be here. This person needs to have gone through this. So your testimony is your testimony. Whatever you have been through, it has qualified you for that blessing. Come on. Y'all be blessed out here in these streets. Put your sex drive in the savings account, and I need to see it. It don't need to be on social media. Your sex drive should not be in the comments. Your sex drive should not be, okay, on every status that you make. Your sex drive needs to be straight up in the savings account before the Lord, seeking him, okay? And he gonna do the rest. Peace out.